back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we're gonna tame our 911 needs. This is not the extreme RS or 911R or ST models, no. This is a daily driver friendly air cooler. It's a 964 from 1992, which means it's got a 3.6 liter flat six, naturally aspirated, of course, and it will power all four wheels, which was actually pretty innovative at the time, because at that time, I believe the only all-wheel drive Porsche you could get was a 959, and that certainly wasn't in the realm of affordability. And unfortunately, these aren't exactly in the realm of affordability anymore either. There was a time where 964s were unloved, unwanted even, and 993s were top dog in the air cooler world, especially when 996 came out and people thought, what do I want this fried egg water-cooled thing for? 964s kind of sat in the background, and they didn't deserve it because this is a very pretty car. But the best thing about these cars is just how little they seem today. When you look at this head on, it's so skinny and normal. And the weird thing about it is that I'm so used to driving my 911, which is sort of an RS tribute, or the 993 RS, the 964 RS. This is just a great car. It's so easy. 964s, we were introduced to power steering, ABS, we got airbags, and with a little button in the center, you can lock the center diff. So this becomes a little more practical in the alpine skiing environment if you were to put a roof box on the thing and take it somewhere slippery where you may get stuck. This is good stuff, and it starts to set the pace for lots of different variants. And you could get this in a coupe, convertible, Targa, all the goodies. It even has this cool wing that pops up. This one's particularly special though, just because of its gray color. I think that was kind of a tricky thing to find, but let's take a look around. Inside, it's outfitted with this gorgeous brown leather, some wear and tear, but just on the piping, nothing broken or cracked. We like that, so it's clearly been taken care of. It's got about 53,000 miles. In there, you can start to see the wood dash layout. We've got an airbag steering wheel, for better or worse. This is definitely something that I like. I always love these odd, soft, weird steering wheels. I know people get very angry at these things. I think it's because I'm a 90s kid, so like I always preferred the F50 over the F40, and I think this steering wheel maybe is a good example of that. Down here, you've got power windows, power sunroof. This switch right here alternates between the left mirror adjustment with this switch and the right mirror adjustment with the same switch. Let's take a quick peek around and we'll go for a drive, because man, I am filming up a storm today. We just took a 911R out for a drive, and this is a very different experience than that. Under here, a familiar looking thing. This is our air-cooled 3.6 liter. It looks very similar to a 3.2 Carrera layout, but the car, as they said, was 85% new stuff. So it shares very little with a 3.2 Carrera, although when you start to look around, they do look like Lego pieces. We've got air conditioning, and we're going to test that out today. And, you know, always nice to make sure all the accessory belts and fan belts are doing their jobs. It even has a little spoiler that pops up as well. So if you're looking to do some legitimate commuting or long distance driving, these are just great, because you're likely never using those rear seats as seats. You're going to put them down as a parcel shelf. You've got ample space up here. We should actually put a license plate on the car. Almost forgot that, but we'll be good and legal. Although, who would dare pull us over in our classy 964? No, what's funny though, is that when you stare at this car as it sits on these wheels, it's just so unextreme. It's handsome, it's classy. We like this. Oh, still get those gorgeous bank vault doors. That doesn't change. But look at this. This isn't anything outrageous. We're on a 16-inch wheel with a 205 up front and a 225 in the back. They almost look small, but good God, they're comfortable because you've got some sidewall and some meat on their bones. It's great. So anyway, let's get a plate on it and let's just go take it for a drive, because this thing is just a joy. We've got our classic gauge cluster, very familiar to me because of my car. If you're getting a new 911 today, you're not getting any gauges, you're getting a screen, buddy, and that is a bummer. This one actually has a great little Porsche classic radio in it, and in this glove box, there you go, you plug your phone in there. Maybe I should do that. Well, I won't get copyright stricken, but that's okay. E-brake here, you've got your fuel, you've got your oil level. This gauge is always crazy. I started the car cold, it was at the minimum. We checked the oil, we're good. Then we drive out there, it'll come down. It's just filling up that reservoir because it's a dry sump. We're golden. There's plenty of oil in the car and not too much. Over here, you've got your oil temperature, no numbers, just letting you know, hey, how does that feel? Oil pressure, tach, speedo, and clock. Right now, the wing is down, and over here, down here, you've got your center lock for the differential, the center differential, and there you can pop up that rear spoiler if so desired. Because this is a 964, you've got power steering, and that makes it a lot more maneuverable in the parking lots. We like that, although it doesn't take away much from the steering feel. It certainly isn't quite as raw as the non-power steering cars, but if you're gonna drive this thing, like legitimately use it, like, you know, it's nice to have power steering, I gotta say. Take it easy past the geese. I had a deer run out on me earlier today, so we need to be on the lookout for the wildlife. It's one of those days. But honestly, I really want to try out... Oof, that's wild. Okay. I wanted to try out this AC system. I've never really used AC in the air coolers because it's usually just a day where, wow, it's like a jet engine taking off. We might go back to Windows. That's probably not the most pleasant binaural experience. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a little nuts. Look at this. Over bumps. It's comfy. It's cozy. It's a daily driver. So we've got 247 horsepower churning out of this engine. It's not wildly fast, but it climbs progressively through the rev range. So more revs, more power. Very happy, guys. Never falls flat on its face. That's insane, man. Oh, we are just not having a day of blissful driving. We are playing a defensive game of dodge the Bronco. But we keep our shit tidy. Anyway, ground clearance, lovely out here. And that's one of the nicest things about these cars. It's like they are usable in pretty much every situation. Oh, yeah. Smooth power delivery, and when you don't have some big shouty exhaust like I've got on my 3.2, they just have such a refined, subtle tone. And like, I don't know, sometimes I want a second air cooler that I can use as some, like, I wish I could afford this. This is a great car, and this is one of those cars where I would be like, you know, if I was to daily drive a classic car, a little depressing when a 92 is classic, but such is the situation. We're aging. I'm aging. it's like 140 grand, maybe 150 grand. And what a commitment to the classic car bit if you're going to do that, because I could buy a lot of great things for $140,000, a lot of modern things, a lot of very fast things. And if this were, say, 60, which I know it's not going to be ever again. Those days are long gone. I mean, I really would consider this as something like, hey, this is going to be my summer car. You know, maybe you don't want to get stuck commuting in bumper to bumper traffic with an air cooler in the 90, 100 degree weather, but under most circumstances, this would do you just fine. And they have huge fuel tanks. You get a great range on these cars. It's pretty darn nice. We've closed off one of my favorite little roads. It's kind of a bummer. Where I had a deer run out on me a little while ago in a 911R, so we'll let this Odyssey pave the path. But I don't really want to meet one in this 964. 964s, I haven't driven that many. I've driven some of the best ones though, and that's the thing. I know I like them, and I love this 3.6. It's just such a peach of an engine. It feels just, the extra displacement makes it feel like it has so much more character and ability to kind of even just cruise at lower speeds. I mean, we're not going to roll into the throttle down here. We'd give it a downshift, but just the ability to kind of cruise steady state, low down, it feels happier than a 3.2 or a 3-liter in that regard. So smooth. I mean, it's a little car, but it does feel robust and strong. That 5th gear, only turning like 2,500 RPMs at 65 miles an hour. We'd go a little faster if we didn't have this Volkswagen in the way. This is seriously good. Like, this is a smooth, stable car at speed, and it's just great when you can get in a small car that has that vibe. Gonna be a good doobie and do a left-hand pass despite a nice wide open right lane there. I would like to drive that. He's letting you go. Send it, bud. Don't you dare scoff at 247 horsepower. It's plenty. It gets the job done. And if this isn't enough power for you, then you're just not carrying enough momentum into the corners. You can do better. I believe in you. You can learn. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna play the 911 game in this car 100% when it comes to learning how to manage understeer, which is the rear engine vibe. And there's a whole new element of it because now you're powering the front wheels as well. So getting on throttle has like other situations going on, but you know, it's pretty interesting. Let's see, I suppose we'll take this one. Not quite the grip we had in the 911R a little while ago. And such is life, stuck in traffic everywhere, no matter where you go. And that has really started to limit the cars that I want to be driving. I've got to say, I used to want to drive all kinds of wild stuff. Daily drive everything, I'd say, and that's just not the case anymore. Your boy needs a little bit of luxury. Good God, having a cooled seat in my Lexus, quite nice. Let's make sure this dump truck stops. Yes, okay. Always good to not go head on with a Mack truck in a tiny air-cooled 911. Want to drive defensively. That's a rad shirt. I don't know what it was. We're going to pretend it was an Ozzy Osbourne tribute shirt. This gearbox, wonderful as always. We love a 5-speed air cooler, and it's just in a weird position. This gear shift. This shifter, what the heck is wrong with me today? It's really low, man. Like, I got a lot of travel between that steering wheel and that shifter. But this to me would be on my top 5 list of classic car daily drivers. She's not extreme, but you can put it in extreme scenarios and it will be quite rewarding. You're just not gonna get that crazy RS vibe out of it. You're still gonna enjoy yourself plenty, but you could take this to work every day, be a happy little camper, especially if you're willing to listen to this jet engine of an air conditioning system, which I'm keeping off right now just for audio, so you're welcome for sweating through this shirt. For audio purity, that's all I know. This thing rocks. This thing is great. So I know it's just a short one, but I wanted to take you on a quickie drive in a Carrera 4. Had never driven one before. Genuinely like A+. It's incredible when you get in these cars and they have a totally different vibe, despite the fact that you feel like you've driven the exact same car in a different scenario. The difference, though, is this isn't some $400,000 RS. It's a daily driver in a cool color, ready for you and all the inclement weather, which I don't know that you're going to really put it through anymore because you probably want to preserve it and keep her nice, but driver spec, reasonable miles, get her done. So thank you so much to Bond Group for throwing me the key to this, and thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I gotta go do some other stuff, so I'm sorry this can't be a long video, but I didn't want to not show you what this experience was like because it's a really nice car to drive. So don't forget to respect the drive. Get these revs up a little higher. And I'll see you in the next one.